Welcome to another episode of Krazy Knights, and we're doing a year of review here on this episode. It's been a great 2013. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jamie McNichol, and joining me as always is David Fowler. How you going, David?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Jamie. It has been a great year in the Kiss world
Yep.
this year.
And I have to say, Merry Christmas to you,
Uh,
David, and your wife, and
and
all to
thank
the fans
and
out there
thank
as well.
thank you, Jamie, and Merry Christmas to you and your our producer or your fiance Shay as well
Yep.
for Merry Christmas as well, and to all the fans. Yes, it's Merry Christmas as well.
Yep. And if you just realised, I've got a new backdrop behind me. Yeah, a couple of goodies. I've been a good boy this year, apparently,
Yes,
David. And
yes, yes. Apparently, Santa thinks you're a good boy.
yeah, yeah, I have been a good boy, and I've got a couple of good new goodies, and thank Miss Claus for getting them as well. And yeah, just a new backdrop. I thought we can just spice some things up, and I've got them now. I can just put them up on the wall, and yeah, they're
Yeah.
staying up there at the moment. Just hope they don't fall
Well,
down during the show, and otherwise.
I'll just ask you what CDs are on that plaque?
The EPs. There's Alive 2, Kiss My Ass, You're One of the Best, and Dynasty.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, and it's the limited edition apparently, and 1 out of 500.
EPs.
Huh?
They're EPs.
Oh, they're actually CDs.
No, I thought you said EPs.
No, not EPs, they're
Itself.
LPs.
Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
well, they're actually compact discs. The
That's
CDs,
right. That's yeah.
but
That's
the
right.
it's a limited edition plaque. It's one out of
Yeah.
I got number 4 out of 500. I was gonna get number one, but there was something went down on that. But yeah, we got this one instead. It went from 6 to number 4 to 1,
Yeah.
but someone already put a down payment, or
Well, it looks pretty good actually. I like that one.
yeah, just hope it doesn't fall down during this recording. Otherwise, I'm gone. So yeah, and but no, to sort of put a new backdrop. I've got it now. I'm
Yeah.
just rearranging a bit of the furniture here in the lounge room. In my little space here, I am in the lounge room, but I have my own little space. I'm sitting on a lounge, what we call the VIP lounge. It's a big, long stretch lounge here. You can
Yeah.
fit about 20 people on it. So, and David,
Yeah.
the last episode, I've been told it was absolutely hilarious. You probably don't remember any words you
No.
said, and that, but we just want
No.
to
No, I don't.
we just want to say this. The day that we recorded that was the day that Australia cricket team won the Ashes back off the England cricket team, and also Kiss got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And
Yeah, so it's a very, very big day here in Australia. Lots to celebrate, and let's just say I celebrated hard.
yeah, and it looks like you're celebrating again, but you're not drinking VB or the mother milk that you got Carlton
Oh
mid
yeah,
strength or Melbourne
yeah,
bitter, whatever you want to
and
call it.
drinking Tooheys Red.
Oh, Tooheys Road, we can't get that here in fucking South Australia. Hey, why are you drinking a New South Wales beer? Because you can.
Because it's cheaper.
Cheap. Oh, you poor bastard. You poor little rich boy.
38 $38 for 30 cans. Oh, got it.
Dude, don't advertise. Just fucking drink a shit. Just don't
I
advertise.
I am.
Oh, fucking. Now you're making our show into an alcoholic show that now we got to go to 12 step meetings and shit like that. So,
I would, but you wouldn't.
well, I'm in the pre-season already, mate. My drinking days is next week for New Year's Eve. So,
Yeah.
and then I'm back in the footy.
Yeah, I'm just in training for New Year's Eve. You know that.
Yeah, well, I just got to wait for you to come over next year for the wedding. Imagine what that's going to be when we play golf in the morning on the wedding day. So, yeah.
Oh shit, I haven't played golf for years.
Well, that's the way it's been planned.
Yeah,
So,
cool.
but anyway, we've got a lot of things to go through on this special episode. Probably the last episode for 2013 because next
Yeah,
week is...
it will be last episode of 2013. And we're doing a year in review in the Kiss world.
Yeah, and there's
Um,
some questions I want to ask
mm,
to the fans to get involved. What are the best episodes that you guys have listened to? Who was the best interviewer, or who was the best special guest that we had on the show? I am
Or
not
what?
going to
Or
choose.
what's a favourite moment?
Mm,
A favourite moment in history this year?
yeah. I'm not going to. I'm not going to vote or say who was my favourite guest on this show because I'm not biased. All the guests that's been on our show this year, we tip our hat off to you for joining us.
Well, I'll put it so I think my favourite interview is probably the one that Jamie's going to say, and it's probably the one that I wasn't involved in. Um, it,
Well, actually, I've got five. Well, you're saying Steve Cornell. I bet you were going to say Steve Cornell, but
hmm?
he's in the top five. And I know the backlash that came on after it, but the fans
Yeah,
that did the backlash, and you just got to put yourself in a
yeah,
their perspective that there's some stuff that here in Australia are not playable on YouTube. If I want to look at something on
mm,
YouTube, I'll get a message saying it's not playable in your region. So that was all about. But no, it was a good history lesson with Steve Cornell. But we had Michael Branfold and Mitch LaFon on our show from Three Sides of the Coin. We want to tip our hat off. We've supported Mitch LaFon with his charity album that he had on Pledge Music, World with Heroes. Or
and he did. He's done great with that, and I hope he continues great things with that CD. And no, if he wants to, I hope he expands on all that tribute CD from what he's done. He's he's a great man and great great he did that for
well, let's
the
just touch
cancer
on that
hospice.
CD for a second.
Yeah,
What is your favourite song off that CD?
my favourites. Oh God, Rock and Roll Hell have to be one of them.
No, that's
Right,
one.
which is if people haven't heard it, is done by Ron Keel from Keel.
Mm-hmm.
Um, also, God, I haven't listened to it. To be honest, I haven't listened to it in a little bit now.
Oh, you got to do
Uh,
your homework, David. You got to do your homework. You bought the album.
to be honest, I think you probably agree with me as far as a different version of it is done, but Brighton Rock's Creatures of the Night.
Yeah, the ballad version. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, and it worked for me as far as a different version to what it originally was, rather than the Toad the Wet Sprockets version of Rock and Roll All Night, where they would try to do something different and it just failed miserably.
Well, I
Um,
believe the whole album of Kiss My Ass completely failed. I mean, yeah.
no, not necessarily. It did no, not completely. I mean, there were some great versions on it. Uh, on that one as far as Anthrax and
Oh yeah.
even Extreme, and I like Dinosaur Junior's version of was it Christine or 16 or something? I think they did.
Yeah.
Oh no, Going Blind. I think they did.
Yeah. But the thing,
But some
the
of the
one,
versions, there's just a couple of versions on Kiss Master that I didn't really like.
yeah. Well, we won't go into rock and roll all night off Kiss My Ass. But yeah, we go back onto World with Heroes tribute for cancer
Yeah.
research and that for hospice up in Canada.
Yeah,
Mine,
no, it was definitely a good cause.
it
And
was, and
I commend Mitch for you know doing something for that, and as I've said before, it really
it touched the
before
hearts.
before without getting into
Emotional.
personal stuff, I can relate to it. Just say it that way.
Yeah. But the thing, the two songs that I like off that album, and you mentioned one of them is Rock and Roll Hell. That was knocked out of. It was a home run. That song
Oh yeah.
from Ron Keel. And the other one is one with John Reagan, Todd Howard, and Kevin Valentine on
Yes.
the drums.
Oh yeah. The
Breakout. Breakout.
re-recorded version of Breakout.
Yep.
Todd does Ace's solos on it,
Hmm.
and he does a great job of doing as the solos, I must admit.
Yep.
And it sounds a lot heavier too.
Oh, it does. It sounds a bit more
Much
crispier.
heavier than the actual Freely's Comet version as well. So,
Yeah.
which is awesome. I remember telling Todd that in our interview,
Mm.
which
Well, that's another.
great version.
Well, that's another one. Special guest Todd and John Reagan. We want to
Pardon
thank
me,
you.
people.
See, David just has the habit of opening his mouth up with foreign language, and that just happens to be one of his foreign language words that he likes to say. But I can't interpretate it what it's to because I can't understand. All I know is just a big. So yeah.
No, it's just a Revenge of the Nerds. Revenge of the Nerds.
He's quenching his
Yeah,
thirst.
interpretation. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You're quenching your thirst. But anyway,
Mm.
Todd and John Reagan joined our show early in this year. We spoke about those songs that they played on that album. Also, how John Reagan was part of the Rolling Stones for a short period of time. And
Which Jamie didn't know at the time, but I knew.
no, well, I learned something new every day. So
He apparently he played on One Hit to the Body, and he also played the bass
hmm
on the big hit "Dancing in the Streets" with Mick Jagger and
David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Mm.
So if you want to know a little bit more about that episode, about that song, I'd suggest you go back and listen to the episode we did with John Regan and
I
Todd
think it was
Howard.
episode 6 or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
episode 6.
well, it was one of our early ones.
Yeah.
But probably also one of my favorite interviews we did
Well,
because
it
it
was
was
a lot
all
of history. It was a lot of history.
yeah, because as you know, it was around my birthday,
Yeah. There was a lot of history.
and
We all sang happy
they
birthday.
they say you guys sang happy birthday to me that time,
Yeah,
so it's
you bastards never do one.
kind of special to me.
Yeah, well, you bastards never done one for my birthday because mine fell in the
Oh,
middle of the week. No, it was a Saturday night. Just to give you a bit of a rundown of how this show actually works, listeners, some of the interviews that we do, we
mm.
stay up to ridiculous time in the morning to get these
or,
interviews done.
or get up at ridiculous times in the morning.
Well, there's sometimes I don't go to sleep because
Yeah.
I've got to play football that
What?
day.
Yeah.
I've got to play football that day, man.
Or we
Yeah.
get up at ridiculous times in the
And there
morning
was some interviews that
before
we
work.
do like between 4 in the morning to 6 in the morning on a Saturday, and then I have to go out to football around 8:30,
Yeah.
9 o'clock, and play my game
Mhm.
and that. But yeah, that's how it works. Where we normally get that. There are some interviews we've done early evening
During
our
yeah.
time on a weekend, like a Sunday
Or
night.
or during the week, early in the morning during the week.
Yeah, and also some interviews episodes have been not coming out on the same day as the week before. That's because we've got so many things going on in our own personal life and whatnot.
Oh, exactly, yeah.
And we do put we do put episodes out each week, and we want to before we go into other interview and special guests that we had on our show, we want to by all means thanks to a couple of people. One is kissasylum.com for putting our episodes up on
Yes.
their
Thanks, guys.
websites
Yeah.
and that,
Yeah.
and giving us a boost and whatnot.
Yeah,
We
thanks,
want to thank,
Mr. Solomon.
yes, we want to say thanks to the Kiss family and the
Yeah,
clubs around the
exactly, yeah.
world. Sweden magazine, Kiss Army Sweden magazine. Thank you for supporting us and posting us up. Kissopolis, they've done a tremendous job this year for putting us out there on Facebook and on the websites as well. And it's just been a great cause, or not cause, but a great rally of support and whatnot from those guys as well. I want to say thanks to all the fans around the world. We've had many of them.
Exactly, yeah.
We got many of them asking us who they should get us on their show, and I did put like a little opinion suggestion up on our Facebook page on who should we get, and lo and behold, the one that you missed out, David. He was suggested more times than anybody else that we had on this show.
Oh, really?
The person that was on our
So,
show was Steve Cornell. He was suggested by
to be
a
honest,
lot of the fans more times than anybody else that we should get on our show.
To be honest, I think you and I listened back to that interview after you did it. You absolutely smashed it out of the park on that one.
Oh, thanks, mate.
To be honest, I reckon you did an awesome job of that one.
Yeah, so
And Steve actually seemed like he loved that interview.
well, the thing is, we've been planning that interview for a
Yeah.
while, and there was a bit of things behind the scenes, not on my end, but
Mm.
towards Steve from other fan pages and that, just basically ripping into Steve by some photos and whatnot. This is the thing. I just want to clarify this. We do have jokes together, David and I, about certain people in the Kiss band. Like I, I joke about Peter Criss and Ace Frehley and all that. But more importantly, we do it for a laugh. We don't do it just to continually bash, 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 bash. And the thing is, if I stir the pot up, I stir the pot up. But for what I say about Steve Cornell, there was a lot of things coming around, and there was a lot of things happening towards the interview, and it was just great that the fans jumped on board
Yeah.
and just basically suggested and requested Steve to come on our show, and it just happened.
Mm.
But with the way that we joke around, and that's why we created a segment called Mug of the Week. We just take funny stuff out and whatnot. I mean, I'll say this. I am being careful when I'm saying this. I will say this. I would take a lot of crap from people because I don't like a certain type of music from a top 40 artist. And that's just me. But, I love what we do, and we want to applaud Steve.
Let's just say we're glad one top 40 artist is now retired.
And you said to me, oh, it wasn't official, and look what happened. He tweeted on his Twitter page and said, yes. So, yes, it was retired. So, thank God for that.
Thank God for that.
And I will say this. This is just a... Remember, folks, this is a joke. Don't take it seriously.
Exactly.
But think outside the square for a second. Do you think Miley Cyrus and Justin Bieber are the same person? Because just recently, a couple of months ago, Miley Cyrus said in the magazine she was starting to feel like a bike. That's why she had boob implants.
Oh God! I wonder what her father's saying right now.
Who cares what her father says?
Oh, if her father's thinking.
He's only a one-hit wonder himself. Don't tell my mum I've got an itchy bum. He got worms. Gonna stick his bum in the
Don't tell my mum I've got an itchy bum.
Yeah. So there you go. But yeah, that was great. Having Steve Cornell on it. Just going back on the topic now. We've got so many things to go through, but we had the best episode viewed.
Yeah.
Well, not the best episode, but the most viewed episode to date, without a doubt. It's the Loretta Caravello episode.
Yeah, no, that was another awesome episode. I'm glad we got to talk to her, and I got to relate my story.
Oh yeah, you found that letter yet?
No, I haven't. And
right.
that's I
well,
was
for
just
next year we're raising the bar, and we're raising the thing up.
I'm just hoping they haven't lost it in all the moves that they've had since.
I will say this, David. You know,
last
there's
20
a big
years.
package. I will say this. You know, there's a big package coming from Loretta
Yeah,
Caravello.
We'll keep that off the podcast. We'll talk
about. I'm not going to say what's in there.
Yeah.
It could be $1 million. Woohoo! It could be a
That'd
flight.
be good.
It could be a flight. So yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, I do want to say this before I forget. I've been suggested by Steve Cornell to get our fans to go onto his YouTube channel to listen to his music. And
people
we're going to start plugging and start playing his tunes on our show. Fans, get out there, support him. Put all your differences aside and go out there and listen to it. So yeah.
And I mean, he's a great songwriter. I mean, look at what I mean. Besides what he's written now, he wrote "She."
Hmm.
She was by moonlight. Dun, 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 dun. He wrote that song.
Jamie taking off his
Every,
clothes.
he wrote the original chord structure and all that to that song,
Hmm.
and he also wrote "Blind"
I'm
as
not going
well.
blind. I can see you, David. Oh, you mean the song? Okay.
What?
Yeah, well, she takes off her clothes, and the next minute they sing "Going Blind." You go, hello.
She's, take,
Ah.
she's taken off her clothes. Woo! Where is she?
Yeah, but no, yeah, just go out there, play his
Yeah.
music, get
No,
inspired, and yeah,
I mean, he's a great songwriter,
yeah,
guys. I mean, if you want to listen to a great songwriter, go listen to Steve Cornell.
yeah.
I mean, he's got a track record there, and I mean, go listen to him.
Yes, go and listen to him. We want to go on to some other special guests and say thank you. We're going to say thanks to Lydia Chris and Richie Fontana for joining us on our show as well. That was
Exactly.
another awesome show that we had as well. And
And
people,
Frank
I've got
Mignon.
I got a bit of a history lesson. That one of the best parts was how Richie Fontana band was the warm up band for the Kiss around the Love Gun tour.
Love Gun Live 2 tour.
Yeah, not only that, he did play the drums on 4 tracks on Paul Stanley's '78 solo album too.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah,
part.
I
Yeah,
remember that, but the
the actual touring bit I
yeah
didn't
the
know about.
touring bit
Yeah,
was
yeah,
what I got.
yeah.
We wanted to say thanks again to those people. Also, we, we, without a doubt, this was probably the one of the biggest, if not the biggest, episode we ever had. Was Alan Parker, who was the director of the new Kiss movie, and we got to
It,
say, wow, we were probably the first people or first bunch of people after the article went up on Kiss Online. The day before we actually spoken to him, we asked him some other questions that was not even transcribed in a post by that journalist. We were probably the first Kiss-related podcast in the world that actually got an exclusive interview with Alan Parker. I'm not there to blow the trumpet, but I think we were the first Kiss-related podcast in the world that got the thing. And how that became about, we put a suggestion into ericcard.com on a totally different subject, and they forwarded us on to Alan Parker.
mm.
They said, go and get an interview with him, and
And he was a great guy to talk to. I mean,
should we give
he
the teaser out of what's going to be coming up? No, we won't.
no, we don't know what's good. We don't know what it's going until we actually talk to him again.
Well, no,
But I mean, he's a great guy. I can't wait to talk to him again about what's what how it's going now, and what's left to be done as far as the new Kiss movies coming out, uh, and all that. And obviously, I won't say the obvious question that's going to be coming up with about the movie,
just leave
about
it. Just leave it.
so
Just leave it.
yeah,
Just leave that
yeah.
question out.
Yeah, I was talking to Jamie about it before we came on air tonight.
Well, we do know this. This is what we do know, and it's from the interview that we had that Ace and Peter were asked to join into that thing, and they refused to do it. So what's going to happen now?
Mm.
So, but
What-
we're not saying
Uh,
anything wrong.
tune in and find out when we actually do the interview with Alan Parker
Yeah.
early next month.
Hmm.
We'll be doing the interview with him, so we'll probably have it out towards
There'll
mid
be
to
another
late
exclusive.
mid to late next month.
There'll be another. We get exclusives, and
Yeah,
it'll be.
well, I mean, we've been waffling on for a bit now,
Well,
so.
there's Robert V. Conte we want to thank for joining us on the show.
Oh, exactly. We want to get Robert back on the show as well.
And he is coming back on. We're going to talk
Awesome.
about. We're going to talk
He's
about another
another great
album
guy,
that
yeah.
we work with. Yep.
Another great album he was involved with, but
Yep.
um,
But who
let's
else do we have?
let's talk about the year in review.
We were talking about the year in review. We're talking about our show, but no.
Yeah.
But
As far as Kiss World goes,
well, Kiss World. Well, what was the? Well, we know for a fact.
as far as the earliest memories I've had of this year is obviously, as far as being an Australian, is the Australian tour early in the year with Motley Crue and Thin Lizzy.
Well, we didn't get Thin Lizzy here in Adelaide, but yeah.
Oh, well, we did here in
So
Melbourne.
Thin
So.
Lizzy, Thin Lizzy, if you listen to this show, come back to bloody Adelaide because we didn't get you.
No, Jamie,
bugger you, Dave. You guys get all the fucking good shows. We want some good stuff coming to Adelaide. So
they're actually called Black Star Riders now.
what?
They're actually called Black Star Riders now.
I know that. They changed the name after they toured Australia.
Yeah.
I know that. But
That's
no,
cool.
the good thing about it is, yeah, we had a tour down under, and this is the thing. There was a lot of unionship of the fans from Australia. When every time Australia gets a tour, or the fans come out of the woodworks and join together, and then a week or two later, they piss off.
But it's as far as I mean, to me, the band sounded pretty good. I mean,
and we got the biggest fucking crowd in Australia than any other city in Australia, only because it was the Clipsal. No, it wasn't just.
Well, it was kind of because of the site, the Clipsal. I mean, you gotta when it's an outdoor show like that, it's gonna get more people there.
Of course, they should do more outdoor shows. They've got to do more.
I'd love to see Kiss do an outdoor show in every city in Australia, but I mean the Australian tour was awesome. There were difficulties on the first few shows, but as a whole, the band sounded great. Sounded good. I mean, we've talked about Paul's issues with his voice and all that, but as long as what they're doing if they're disguising it or whatever, the band still sounded good. But the Kiss, the only obvious, problems I had on that tour were more crew related. So it wasn't much to do with the band at all. But the band was tight ass on that tour, which is great. I mean, and I'm just glad that they came back to Australia again, and we got to rock with them again.
We don't know what's going to happen now because Paul Stanley has tweeted some answers about a new album and all that, and that's hard to say at this point of time. That was his response.
And there were also some questions that were answered on the Kiss Cruise as well, as far as touring for the next year to 2 years.
Well, you would have think there would have been some more type of a tour schedule already planned out already and announced. Seriously,
I think there is stuff that is planned, but it isn't in concrete, and they're not gonna talk about it until it is basically in concrete.
Well, there is there is a gig supposed to happen on the 25th of January, I believe.
Yes, they're playing at the Kings Ducks game.
Yep.
Whether that's a full concert, when I saw that and you were commenting on it, I'm thinking, is it going to be a full concert, or are they only going to be playing a song or two?
Yeah, that's the thing.
We don't know that yet. My thinking is probably only going to be a song or two.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's a hockey game.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they're only going to probably be playing a song or two.
Well, they've been announced to do this festival next year, but there's still a bit of a massive question mark over it, and
Yeah,
we know there's a Kiss cruise definitely for next year because
yeah.
we're going on it. So
Well, well,
myself,
well. I think the Kiss Cruise has been they're up for that for the next 2 years, but
anything can be happen now, but everything's up
uh,
in the air because of what they
yeah,
originally
I,
folded.
I
So,
think they're still contracted to do another two of them.
well, let's go back in the year review. Halfway through the year, I think it was around June, late
Yeah.
May, early June. Kiss
Hmm.
decided to endorse into a arena football league called LA Kiss. Bring back a
Yeah.
team for LA, and LA hasn't had a team for a while, so Gene and Paul partnered in and endorsed
Exactly.
into a.
Which I think is a kind of cool idea, actually. I mean,
Yep.
to expand the brand and
And there's awesome goodies on their website you can buy. I'm just waiting.
exactly, you can buy replica team tops and all that.
Has the helmet come out yet?
Not that I know of. The one thing I want to question about is they know there'll be a fan base for this thing around the world.
Mm.
Where there's going to, and they've got a $99 membership for it. That's 99 American. Whether there's going to be some sort of, and I'll ask, there's going to be some sort of membership for basically the fans that are going to be interested in this from overseas,
Well, there are
like
going to
here in
be. The reason
Australia.
why I'm saying they are because they're going to be getting it as a memorabilia item. So this is the
What
thing.
the
They probably won't want. They probably won't go to
what
any
the
game
what
in the year.
the
They'll buy a
title of the
season people
mm,
overseas will buy like a
yeah.
$99 membership and that for a season ticket. But they probably won't go to any of the games. They'll just buy it so they can have a form of merchandise. You like a
Mm,
memorabilia.
mm. Yeah, but I mean, it's like with the AFL here.
Yeah.
I
If I'm a
mean,
Collingwood supporter and I live in
oh,
Adelaide and I get a membership.
you got like me, who's a Hawthorn supporter and all that. I got 11 game membership,
Yeah.
right? To get normal membership. Then there's overseas Hawthorn
And
fan
interstates. Yep.
and or an interstate Hawthorn fan. They only have to pay like $50.
Mm.
Usually for me, it's $185 for an 11 game membership. That's what I was thinking. Is there maybe that's where LA Kiss could capitalize and all that and get a more people into the LA Kiss brand
But for what I can
by
gather, the Arena Football League is not that big as compared to
well,
the yeah. But they're
oh
trying
well,
to get it back on the road again.
maybe that's where they could build the brand,
Mm.
build the league, build the brand by getting people in who maybe out of state or overseas and all that involved, and maybe have a cheaper price membership for those for say overseas and all that, and you know basically.
I want to see what the cheerleaders going to actually look like when they come on the field.
Oh yeah, they'd be looking fine.
Yeah, of course. Are they going to
Yeah.
be wearing some Kiss makeup or whatnot?
Uh, Actually, they probably will. Actually.
Well, remember when
Uh,
they did
I'm
that
sure-
opening of
yeah.
the thing and one of the ladies had the Paul Stanley star on the opposite eye? You know,
Mm.
it's like if you're
Yeah,
promoting Kiss, do
get
it properly.
get it right.
Yeah. But no, that was a big eye opener thing. There's a new football team called LA Kiss, Arena Football League. But Dave, I just want to clarify this. Is this actually true that after 7 or 8 years that the Kiss Coffee House at Myrtle Beach is now closed? I believe. Well, I've been hearing some stories that it could actually still be open. So what is the
Well,
truth behind that?
so I think oh jeez, it's been a while since I've heard.
It's supposed to close down
Well,
in September.
we've got a mutual friend that we've been talking to about this,
Hmm.
and he lives around the area, and apparently it's still open.
Yeah.
But there's contract negotiations with Kiss
Yeah.
and all that over it. So I'm not exactly sure myself whether it's still open. If there are fans out there of the podcast, look, other than our mutual friend Rex,
Yep.
um, that tell us whether the coffee house is still open or what's going to happen with it. We're hoping it's still open, which is, it's a good thing. Um,
It was supposed to close
yeah,
down early weeks.
let us know.
It's supposed to shut down or close its shops early days in the September. Around about the 8th of September, it's supposed to shut shop, but I'm hearing reports that it's still open. I don't know if it's true or not, but we know they were on a contract. They've been open for 7 to 8 years, and the contract expired, and there weren't getting many people coming through the doors, and they had to sell up. But I believe the contract expired. So it was a Kiss contract, and it expired. And to renew the contract, you need to get the numbers up. So who knows what would have went down? But they were talking about coffee house just after the Australian tour. There was more restaurants open around America, and I think there's one up in Hawaii.
The
The Rock and Brews.
the Rock and Brews, yeah.
Yeah, and
I
that's
mean,
another one. And that's another place I'll be going
well,
to in LA.
to be honest, that's not really even a Kiss branded
No,
thing.
it's not.
It's just a Rock and Brews thing that Jen and Paul are involved with. And it looks pretty. It looks like a pretty good thing. Hopefully they decide to open one of the Rock and Brews here in Australia as well.
There's been some rumors
Because I know
going around.
I know that in some of the Rock and Brews in America, they've been adding a local flavour, local cultural flavour to the restaurants as well, which be interesting if
Come
and
to
when
Adelaide. Bring one
if
in Adelaide.
no, they'll be coming to they'll be coming to Melbourne
I know,
first.
but if you're talking about bringing the cultural stuff from the city, bring one here in Adelaide and bring the wine because they're here in Adelaide at the
Well, that's true.
winery testing
Yeah.
out some wine. So
Mm,
why don't they bring the Barossa and the McLaren Vale wines
yeah.
into the thing? Then you got the Coopers, which is an Adelaide beer, in
Oh,
there as well. And
well, if they did in Melbourne, they could always have the morning to Peninsula wineries
yeah,
involved and all that. I mean, it's a great thing. Hopefully they do open a Rock and Breeze here in Australia, which would be awesome.
I do want to say this before we get on
Mm.
that there's been a lot of rumours happen
Yeah,
well, probably around about October, September, October. There's a lot of
yeah.
rumours, and I just want to clarify this. We're not facilitated in any rumours whatsoever. We do our research to find out if it's true or not. But when people say, "Oh, Kiss are coming out next year on, Version 2.0 is around the corner,"
We've heard what we've heard from people that were on.
no, not the cruise. I'm not
Australia.
talking about the cruise. I'm talking about
Uh,
what's happened here in Australia. I mean,
mm,
there's been a
yeah,
lot of things saying, "Oh, Kiss will be out here next October and down in Geelong," and that it was in the paper, it was advertised. But I just want to say this: until it gets properly cleared and sorted by Kiss Online, it's up on Kiss Online, then
yeah.
it's official.
Always look to Kiss Online first.
Yeah. But we're not in here for any arguments. We don't even get into any arguments. People ask me, Dave, I don't know about you, but they have asked me what's my think on it. And like I said, if it happens, it happens. But to tell you the truth, I can't see it happening due to what goes on. You know, there's a lot of money to be invested in this. There's not going to be another music festival that I know of coming very shortly because we've got too many of them. Why would we need another one?
Mm.
So if it happens, it happens. But yeah, I'm not getting involved. But yeah, just look on Kiss. They have all the details and they have all the breaking news, the first news and that. But no, David, I think there's another couple of things that happened this year. Is
Yeah,
we talked about the Rock and Brews that's going around. The Kiss Cruise was another one that sailed out in October and
yeah,
went out again.
yep.
Um, the thing that got me on the cruise this year was the set list that they played, and also hearing
Yes.
the Oath
Yeah.
played for the very first
Yep.
time. Um,
Which
but,
was an awesome thing. I mean, one of my, to be honest, one of my favourite Kiss songs of all time.
mhm. And they all played it, didn't they?
Yeah.
They played Parasite on
I
the
mean, I
solo.
mean, they've teased it before. I mean,
Love her
on
all
the
I can, all the way.
Rock the Nations tour, they teased the Oath here in Melbourne. They kind of started playing up until Paul had to start to sing the song. I think. If you've seen in your face show at the Palais, you know what I'm talking about. Um,
But they also did it in the Melbourne Rod Laver. I did see a clip from Rod Laver that did change it.
mm, yeah, I can't remember. It might have been the show that because there's one show I missed on that. I missed the middle show,
Yep.
and they may have teased it on that one, but I know they didn't do it in the first Rod Laver show that I saw.
So you had two at Rod
Uh,
Laver, did you?
yeah, we had two at Rod Laver and one at the Palais.
Yep. We went to the big Luna mouth. Yep.
Oh yeah, across the road from there.
Yeah.
Um,
That across the road from the Epsies. Another favourite place that David and I
no,
go to.
no. Yes, I'll I'll talk to you about the geographic regions of that later on.
Well,
But
I know
yeah,
where it is. I'll just say across the
no,
road and about 10 minute walk.
across the road and about a 200-300 meter walk up
Yeah.
the road. But, yeah,
Still across the road. It's on the other side of the road. So yeah.
yeah,
But no, they did play the Oath. They played Lover All I Can. They played All the Way. They played some rarities and that. And I did say, why are they teasing themselves, or not teasing themselves, but why they seem to. Oh, what was that word I'm looking for? Why do they seem to challenge themselves? That's a word. Challenge themselves just on the cruise, but not on tour. And they know the songs, they can play these songs, but they won't play it in arena format.
mm,
But would you pay $2,000 if you got a partner like me and my partner paying $2,000 to hear these songs? Well, I think I just answered my question. We are paying that amount of money to go on the cruise next year. So
mm.
you can say, yeah, I would, but the people that can't afford it, they're the ones I feel sorry for. So it's not there for everyone. It's just like the Kiss Monster book that was $4,500. That wasn't there for everyone, but I
I mean,
want to buy it.
well, exactly. I mean, Jamie will probably get to hear
Mm,
some rarity songs when he goes on the cruise, Kiss Cruise 4. I'm planning on going on Kiss Cruise 5 if they have it. Um, I'm hoping they do. Uh, and yeah, just hopefully they play the Oath again.
Well, just hope I don't fall off the side of the boats because even though I can swim, but I want to be able to get on the Wi-Fi when I get back to Miami to post up the photos and do some news and give it
Yeah,
back
well,
to David so David can do the recording of the podcast.
yeah, well, exactly, yeah.
You know. But
Mm.
the thing is, to go back a bit before the cruise and that, Kiss went to Europe, and the first time ever we see something different to the stage. We saw them big spider light rig,
Yeah,
and that was a big eye opener. I think that should be mentioned in this episode. That was a wow factor. Not
yeah.
necessarily the set list and that, but seeing the stage and it's all redefined. It's all that. So yeah.
Well, it's probably the most interesting stage the Kiss have had since Psycho Circus tour.
Mm,
Um, it's the most different thing they've had because they basically had the same stage for a long time.
mm,
They're from about say 2001, actually 2000, right up until about 2007, 2008. Basically had this. Yeah, it was about. I mean, for Kiss to have something for that long was a bit unusual.
mm.
So it was great to see the Spider stage. I loved it actually. Hopefully, when they come to Australia next time, if it's on the back of a new album, which I'm predicting they probably will do a new album next year. And the rumor is, what we've been hearing out of the Kiss Cruise 3 is that extending from the 40th anniversary from next year, the Kiss will be in Australia in 2015. And I'm hoping so. I'd love to see Kiss
Well,
at
before we
least
go
one
on
more
to the
time.
before we go on to next year's prediction, I want to put it to you and to myself. What do we
Yeah.
predict for 2014? Let's go for one more, and I think this is the biggest thing that ever happened in 2013 for the year of review in Kiss world. Was after 15 years, Kiss finally gets inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes.
I know it's gonna be dragging on and on and on, and people are talking about it, but why shouldn't we talk about it?
Well,
I mean,
all all the shit that could happen, all the permutations of things that can happen from it. But Jamie will have his opinion, but this is my opinion. Look, this is the way I see it should work out. The original four should be there in makeup. I don't care what costume it is or what era costume it is.
go in there in a bathing suit.
But have the original four in makeup. Then, because apparently they're slated to do 4 songs at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
The last one is with all the inductees.
Well, yeah, all the inductees,
Yeah.
or have the original four for the first 3.
Yeah.
Then have Tommy and Eric, Bruce, Vinny, if possible.
We don't know yet. We don't know.
If possible, with Vinny.
We don't know what's gonna happen with those. We don't know that. But
Well, we don't know, but
yeah,
it would be nice. It would be nice to happen if for it to start off as this is for a celebration of how the band started out and what the band's all about, but to also celebrate within the last song what the band was about during the 80s and 90s and up until now. I mean, no, to me, I wouldn't be begrudging of Eric and Tommy being up there. I mean, Eric's been first played with the band in 1991-92, so he has a right to be there. Tommy has a right to be there. Tommy's been playing with the band now for at least 10 years, and he had been behind the scenes of the band since the 80s.
We'll just go to the Metallica thing.
Well, exactly. I mean, they both have a right to be there. But and I've said this to Jamie before tonight. For one night, I'm assuming that Gene and Paul Renee have just the original four that night in the makeup.
And they do own the makeup, yeah.
Well, exactly, and have Tommy and Eric not wear the makeup for one night. Yeah. Well, if they're going to be involved.
I will say this. I agree to a lot of detail, but I do have something in the back of my mind that something is going to be pulled that drastically because it has happened before in the Kiss camp. It has happened.
To be honest, I'm just whatever happens.
It will happen.
Will happen.
Yeah.
And I'm just to be honest, glad after all this time the band has finally been recognised by the and they don't need to be by the establishment, but they are.
Yeah.
And by whether whatever lineup goes up on stage on April the 10th.
But I will say this though.
In Brooklyn.
I will say this. I think it should be fair, and I did have some arguments with some other fans on different pages on Facebook. And I think it'd be fair to have the whole band of Kiss inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because it's not just about the four originals. Let me
Well,
put it this way:
we
the four originals didn't even last 10 years.
well, we all know apparently the people behind the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are only asking to induct the original four: Ace, Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter.
And I believe that's the way they have said it. But Gene would like, because he's
I
the only
know,
one. He's the only one that I've seen on Twitter that has thanked every person that's been involved with Kiss.
and I'm sure Paul feels the same. But whether I'm still thinking it'll only be the original four being inducted, which which is the way it should be. But it still recognise all the band members that came after the original four, especially Eric Carr.
Well, I reckon he's the fifth original member because he had, and Vinnie Vincent. Well, not to the point of playing
Well,
wise, but they had the fucking makeup. So,
well, yeah. Well, technically, if you want to get technical about it, Vinny was never a member of Kiss.
yeah, of course, we know that.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about makeup wise, the original, they're not original members, but the original characters. But that's a different thing. But I would like to see someone from, especially Rada Carr, if she accepts it, just go up on the stage and get an award in honouring Eric Carr. But the thing is, we've got 3-4 months to wait now, and we'll just see how it plays out. Believing there's a single release from Ace Frehley's new solo album coming out in a month's time. Even though it hasn't said.
Oh, even though it hasn't been officially announced on Ace's website at the moment.
When has he been on his website?
Oh, well, actually, his website I think is run by John Ostrowski or John Ostrowski, who runs Talking Metal. But it hasn't officially been talked about on his website.
New album will be in the late next year.
Solo
album will be late next year.
He did say it was going to be more like the '78 solo album than what Anomaly was, which is kind of cool. I mean, Anomaly to me, it's probably his best solo album of all.
So you say that's better than Trouble Walking?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. It was loud. It was singing, but I picked Trouble Walking over Anomaly only because there was only 2 Fox songs on Anomaly. That was the only reason why.
2 Fox songs.
Yeah. Foxy and Free and Fox on the Run.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
But anyway, before we wrap it up, let's go for 2014 predictions. What do we predict? And we'll come back next year for another year of review and see if our predictions have actually come true. So let's go for prediction, Dave. Let's put your what's that word? Your tarot card readings into play here and predict the future for us.
Something that's been a bugbear of mine as far as the Kiss catalog's been going. The Kiss will finally release something on Blu-ray in 2014.
We do know that Alan Parker did say something that this.
No, but I mean.
Oh, you're talking about concerts?
Not as far as the movie goes.
We're talking about the concerts.
But Kiss concerts. They'll release something, whether it's Rock the Nations Live or Symphony or something new, Blu-ray in 2014.
Okay. I got a lot of predictions.
I probably could have mentioned. That's one of mine.
I believe. Now, whether I'm right or wrong, we'll come back in the year and we'll see.
Of course. We'll talk about this. Whether we're right or wrong at the end of 2014, obviously.
I don't believe there'll be a new release album next year. However,
Well, I've got a big to differ with you on that one, but
however, I do believe there'll be new release, remastered stuff or re-recorded stuff from a different album.
well, we already know, as I've showed you in the last few days, that apparently I don't think Kiss are involved in the release at all, but
The 10
whether
vinyls.
and where yes, whether Universal are bringing out, there's 10 classic Kiss albums that are going to be coming out in vinyl March next year,
Yeah, it's
mid March.
already up
I've,
on pre-order.
I've already, it's up on pre-order now. I've already done my pre-order of Revenge and Psycho Circus.
I haven't done mine yet. I'm doing
And
mine
apparently, actually, Psycho Circus will become available in that
faster.
for the first time on vinyl, which would be awesome.
Yep.
And I can't
I
wait. And
definitely
I'll
want
be
to
getting,
get Psycho
yeah,
Circus and Revenge on vinyl because
yeah.
Revenge is my best album of Kiss. That's only Revenge. That's my life story, Revenge. So I'm definitely getting that on that. But going back to what I'm saying, I don't believe there'll be a new studio album, but I do believe there'll be new remastered stuff coming out. Um, as much as I want to hate saying this, but this is only my prediction. Maybe at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame will be the last time you see Kiss. I hate to say that, but it's just to
Well,
me.
it'll be the last time we see the original Kiss.
Well, not. I reckon this is only my prediction. I believe they're going out on top, and that's it. Kisses goodbye. They're
No,
doing just one off, just doing
well,
one off gigs here and one
I'm,
off gigs there.
I believe they're probably already contracted for shows past the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, so they can't. They'd have to tour beyond that, which
Well,
would,
okay, they'll probably have the tour behind it, but I don't think there'll be a world tour. I think it's just going to be one-off tours here, one-off tour there, a show
mate.
there, a show there. I
They'll
think next
definitely
year they're taking a break of touring. To tell the truth, the whole
well,
tour.
they'll still do a North American tour of some sorts.
Was 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 done North America enough this year as well, and they've done
Well,
North America before he
they'll
came to
still
Australia.
they'll still do a North American tour next year. As far as it'll be the 40th anniversary of the first album, and so they've already talked about probably doing a tour next year for that.
I'm only going on for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame because, as far as I know, and looking before they got inducted, how everything was planned out, like all these stuff was coming. Now they've been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, everything is put on freaking hold. There's nothing else said about a tour, nothing else said about this or that.
Well, they're not going to talk about a tour unless it's it's going to go ahead anyway, and they're not going to talk about possible dates and all that until it's
Yeah.
actually in concrete.
Well, that's the thing too.
And
I don't. There's another prediction.
I mean,
I
we
don't.
we
Yeah.
could talk about all that as much as we want.
Yeah. But prediction-wise, I don't think Ace and Peter will be doing anything else with kids
No,
after
no
the thing. We know that.
well, that's 100% certain that I mean, pretty much the last time we'll get to see the original lineup is on April the 10th in Brooklyn, New York.
I do want to say this as a prediction. I
Mm-hmm.
believe that Bob and Bruce Kulick will be coming down under as themselves playing together on stage. That's a prediction. I'm not saying it's
That
true or not. It's a prediction. I believe Bob and Bruce Kulick will come to Australia for a one or two shows, whether it's in Melbourne and Sydney, and playing. That's another prediction. Another prediction is Kissology 4 will be released halfway through the year, around about September-ish, October
and
next year.
and hopefully that'll be another Blu-ray that's coming out.
I do want another live footage concert release coming out. They
Yeah.
haven't done one since Rock the Nation.
Rock the Nation is just the last
Official live recording.
official live recording of the current lineup.
Yep.
Um, they've released a couple of studio albums since then, so it'll be kind of timely that they actually did another DVD, Blu-ray, CD release of a live recordings from this lineup. I mean, it's well overdue.
Well, I do predict a live 5 will be recorded.
A live five, a live it's going to be part of the whole alive thing.
Yep.
And as long as it's a live album, I don't care. I mean,
I want a live 5 out. I want a live 5 with this lineup coming out. I want a live 5.
well, whether it's called a live five, who cares? Uh, I mean, as long as it's a live album.
Yeah. And also, I want them to come in different costumes for next year. I don't want Dress to Kill. I want something new. I want something new.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah, I'd like to see them go out in Dynasty costumes.
I love the Dynasty costumes. I love them.
Yeah.
But I want something new. I want a whole complete new costume. That's my prediction for 2014. I want them to have a new costume. Not recreated or redesigned Dress to Kill costume or whatever. A new costume. You know? And all that. But there's my prediction. What else? I've got one more thing to say for prediction. I predict around about October next year or September next year there'll be an Australian tour announced.
Well, yeah, I mean, we've heard rumours from the Kiss Cruise 3 that Kiss are planning to be in Australia in 2015, which should be awesome because, I mean, I'd love to see them again. I mean, let's face it, time is running out on the band. They're not getting any younger. And I'd just love to see them at least one more time before it's all said and done. Even, I mean, Gene and Paul. Gene will be turning 65 next year. Paul will be 62 next year. But Eric will be in his mid to late 50s, and same with Tommy will be in his early to mid 50s. So it's I'd love to see him at least one more time in Australia.
I've got two more predictions before we wrap up. The next prediction it will be if they're not going to hang up the platform boots after the thing, there'll be a joint tour with Alex Cooper.
That would be awesome. I mean, you've said that a few weeks ago, and I had to think about it, and that would be really awesome. And the
or let's say,
it actually would be more awesome that tour. I mean, the Godfathers, both. You could say the Godfathers are shock glam rock. To see Alice Cooper and Kiss on the same tour, totally awesome in my eyes.
Yep. And the last prediction, we'll get ourselves on iHeartRadio.
It's up to you, people. Help us make that happen.
I think what we should do now, David, is do a drum roll and announce the annual mug of the week. And
can you hear my drum roll?
Yeah, I've got a drum roll. I'll go. Annual Mug of the Month award for 2013 for December. We're going to have to give it to Melanie Gilmore from Perth. So Melanie Gilmore, you'll be getting a mug. Like I said, we're still waiting back from the print shop from a place that we have put them in, because David and I are getting one for ourselves so we can drink coffee and water out of it, so we can be like a normal talk show. But no, the Mug of the Month award goes to Melanie Gilmore.
On you, Melanie.
you've done a tremendous job the last month posting up funny photos and commenting funny comments as well. So yeah, Melanie Gilmore, it's all yours for this one. But
Thank you
fans,
very
please
much.
keep them coming in
Yep.
2014. We want Mug of the Week. That can all be piled into a Mug of the Month, and
Yeah.
don't leave it up to me all the time because I find all these random stuff on the internet and I post them up. So don't leave it up to me to do it every day or every week. I want the fans, you fans,
Yeah.
to pay attention. Watch this show, and that's the thing. We want you guys to pay attention, and you know, don't make a competition whether we're better or worse than the other ones. We don't really care. We just want your fans to come and join on board, sit, relax, open up a can of beer or soft drink or whatever, you know, and join us from down under so we can bring you a show. And fans, you've already done it to one podcast. Well, let's do it to another one. Let's get as many podcasts related from Kiss up on iHeartRadio. Get them up on iTunes. Get them on the top rating. You know, get us up there. Not just us, but all the other ones that's out there. Let's be a family here. Let's rally behind one another. Let's feed off one another. Let's just be creative and just get us up there. And yes, we got T-shirts coming, and they are coming. We just, like I said, we put them in, waiting for the prints to come back. So, you know, it's all good. And we'll be putting up some orders, whatnot, very shortly, probably in the next month or so, once that comes back to us. But yeah, as you can see, it's new backdrop. David just needs a new renovation and just needs another backdrop himself too. So we might have to put like a curtain behind you.
Yeah. Going to be kind of hard, but
No, just put a curtain behind you or something. I don't know, no. But no, we're going to expand this show into bigger things, and we're going to just
yeah,
continue to
exactly.
grow. And,
Exactly.
we've got new guests coming in next year.
We're working on some really cool new guests at the moment for next year's shows.
Yep.
So hopefully that all happens, and let's let's look forward to a big and prosperous 2014.
So yeah, I think the last thing I'd like to say is, people, next have a happy new year. Do what you got to do. If you want to drink, drink. If you want to get smashed. But more importantly, do not drink and drive. Be safe. Look after each other, and have a very, very prosperous 2014. We want to see you guys back here next year. I know I'll be here next year. David will be here next year. Hopefully Collingwood can kick fucking Hawthorn's ass next year.
Bullshit.
The way their flag that they've got.
Bullshit.
No, not bullshit. We know. But anyway, so that's another prediction. Collingwood will win the 2014 Premiership. And Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs will win the NRL Grand Final. New South Wales will finally kick Queensland's ass in the state of origin.
Can I say, what's that brain stuff coming out of your mouth there?
No, you're talking about my microphone. It's black. You know. But anyway, you know, we can just say this, you know. Before we wrap up this show, I do have a couple of jokes, David. You know how I'm good with jokes.
Oh, you're always good with jokes, man.
You know. There was a couple of jokes that came up to me today, during the week, and some of it is realistically funny and basically truth. I mean, just got to refresh my memory in that, because I just look at some stuff and I go, yeah, that's funny. Now, do you know that well, we know that Miley Cyrus is starting to make out claims that she is a bloke, or she's trying to turn into a bloke. She's feeling like she was a bloke and all that.
I'd love to know what her father's thinking right now about that comment.
Yeah. But I truly believe Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus is the same person, because you never see them side by side with one another. That's the same with Latoya Jackson and Michael Jackson. You never see them side by side with one another. You think, but off that topic for a second, You know,
Mm-hmm.
you dare me to do something early this week about posting something about the Fremantle Football Club.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think I may have done that.
I was permanently blocked to post anything up there before I even got put up there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What did you do? What did you do to get that banned?
I don't know. I think they took one look at my profile and went through my information. I was a Collingwood supporter, and they said no outsiders allowed in the freaking thing, so I can't post it up.
If you still got it there, I'll do it myself.
All right then. But a couple of jokes. There's some funny jokes.
They're in jokes, people.
Yeah, there's funny jokes. But all right. I've got to say this joke, and then we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right. I just got to get it right because if I don't get it right, I'll fuck up. Forrest Gump was sitting at the bus stop of Pennsylvania, and he was catching a bus to go to his mother's house. And just recently, he saw the bus come around the corner, steps outside, and gets hit by the bus, died, and goes to heaven. See St. Paul at the pearly gates. And Paul said, Forrest, we've been expecting such a long time as such a day like this, but as you can see, heaven's a bit full at the moment. What we require of you to enter the kingdom of heaven is to do an IT test. And the test requires 3 questions. The first question is, how many days in the week begins with the letter T? Second question is, how many seconds are there in a year? And the third and final question is what's God's first name? If you can answer those questions correctly, the kingdom of heaven is yours. You place yourself in God's hands. Well, Forrest Gump goes back to Earth. He studies for 2 weeks, comes back to St. Paul and said, I thought about the first question, I thought about the second question, I thought about the third question. The answer to your first question is, how many days in the week begins with the letter T? And there's 2, today and tomorrow. St. Paul looked around and said, not exactly what I had in plan, but I'll give you credit, there's a tick. Well, Paul, the second question was, how many seconds are there in a year? And I really had to think out that one. I had to get out my maths book, and there's 12 seconds in a year. St. Paul said, how in God's name do you come up with 12 seconds in a year? So if you look at it, there's January the 2nd, February the 2nd, March the 2nd. Yeah, I get it. Anyway, I'll give you credit, not the answer I was looking for. Well, the last question was, what's God's first name? I didn't have to think about hard at all that one. He said, alright, what's God's first name? I said, well, God's first name is Jenny. And Paul said, how did God's name you come up with Jenny? Well, I said, I remember when I was back home, I used to write a song about Jenny. Jenny, walk with me. Jenny, talk with me. And St. Paul just turned around and said, alright, the gate's yours. Now run, Forrest, run. You didn't get that. Neither do I, but
Nah.
what did Jenny say to Forrest when he's running through the paddock?
Run, Forrest, run.
Yeah. What's God's first name, Jenny? So St. Paul just turned around, opened the gates, and just yelled out, well then, run, Forrest, run. There you go. Okay. Well, how do you make a hormone, David? Don't pay her.
Yeah, I'm leaving that one alone. I got it, but
Alright, I'll do one more.
One more, and that's it. Yeah. We're out of here after this.
Yeah. Well, last week I talked about why the European girls have such great boobs.
Yeah, if I can remember that one. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Oh, David. I think we've got a couple more thank yous before we wrap up. We want to say thanks to Rachel Chava.
Yes, a good friend of us both, and
who was.
She was a sweet woman, and who we interviewed early in the year.
For
those who don't know, she was a dancer during the Revenge tour in Detroit on the actual taping of Kiss Confidential. if those here, which one of them was Rachel? She was the one in the leopard, not the
Zebra.
leopard. Sorry, the zebra printed bikini.
And we want to say
So
thanks,
up
Rachel.
up basically up on the rises. She was basically up on the rises at the side. Um,
And that's the thing, David. This is just a joke going out there. I might get shot by my partner, the producer, but
I'm thinking you already are going to be too,
yeah.
from what I've heard.
But do you think they should bring out a new Olympic event?
Oh God, please, where are you going with this?
No. I reckon they should. I reckon they should get rid of gymnastics and just do a pole dancing
Uh,
championship when they're doing the national anthems. And this is not a
yeah,
go at with Rachel. Rachel probably would agree with me. They should do something, you know. But I reckon they should, you know, have
yeah.
pole dancing for Olympics. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I reckon they should. But anyway,
Yeah.
Rachel, thanks for joining on our show. You know,
You know, we loved having you on the show, and hopefully we can get you on again if you like.
yeah. But I do want to say this. I want to say thanks for everyone that had joined our show. And David,
Exactly.
what was your
Yes.
best show for 2013?
Well, to be the one that I was involved with, I reckon the Alan G. Parker interview that we did for the one that I wasn't involved with, I think he smashed it. As I said before, I think he smashed it out of the park with Steve Coronel interview that you did. Unfortunately, I couldn't, as you know, I couldn't get involved in that one, which I would have loved to have been, but things happen.
Yeah. But no, it's been awesome to show. We're going to raise the bar next year. There's new things happening. There'll be
Exactly. Yep.
new designs happening and whatnot. But yeah. Also, please, guys, get behind us. Rally behind not just our ones, but rally behind all the Kiss podcasts. Get us up there on
And
iHeartRadio and
three
whatever.
sides of the coin: Decibel Geek,
Yep.
Podcast Rock City.
Yep.
Get behind them all. They all
I want to
deserve
send a
your.
shout out.
They all deserve your support.
I do want to send a personal shout out to the East Coast watching you.
Exactly, watching you. Our friends
They've
watch.
always posted our stuff on their page, and we've been doing the same thing, guys.
Thanks, Jeff and Jeff.
Yeah. We want to say thank you, guys, for sticking with us, sticking behind us, and supporting us the same as we've done with you. To all the Kiss-related podcasts and fan pages out there, you know, you're all awesome. Some have fallen off on the radar and that, and quite frankly, one of them I don't really care about because we won't go into detail. But yeah, but we're gaining more people, and that's great. And next year is going to be even better, bigger, brighter. There's going to be new technology that we're going to have, and new things are going to just roll in. And but David, it's been an absolutely great 2013. I want to say Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, mate.
And guys, join us next year as we bring in a new segment and a new guest for the first episode of 2014. Rock on.
Rock on. $38 for 30 cans. Got it.
Don't advertise. Just fucking drink a shit. Just don't advertise.
I am.
Oh fucking. Now you're making our show into an alcoholic show. That now we got to go to the 12 step meetings and shit like that. So.
I would, but you wouldn't.
Well, I'm in the pre-season already, mate. My drinking days is next week for New Year's Eve, so
yeah.
And then I'm back in the
yeah. I'm just in training for New Year's Eve, you know that.
Yeah, well, I've just got to wait for you to come over next year for the wedding. Imagine what that's going to be when we play golf in the morning on the wedding day. So yeah.
Oh shit! I haven't played golf for years.
Well, that's the way it's been planned.
Yeah. Cool.
But anyway, um, we've got a lot of things to go through on this special episode. Probably the last episode for 2013 because next
Yeah,
week is
it will be
yep,
last episode of 2013. We're doing a year in review in the Kiss world.
yeah, and there's
Um,
some questions I want to ask
mm,
to the fans to get involved. What are the best episodes that you guys have listened to? Who was the best interviewer, or who was the best special guest that we had on the show? I am
or
not
what?
going to
Or
choose.
what's a favorite moment?
Mm,
A favorite moment in history this year?
yeah. I'm not going to. I'm not going to vote or say who was my favourite guest on this show because I'm not biased. All the guests that's been on our show this year, we tip our hat off to you for joining us.
Well, I'll put it this way, I think my favorite interview is probably the one that Jamie's going to say, and it's probably the one that I wasn't involved in. Um, it,
Well, actually, I've got five. Well, you're saying Steve Cornell. I bet you were going to say Steve Cornell, but
hmm?
he's in the top five. And I know the backlash that came on afterwards, but the fans
Yeah,
that did the backlash, and you just got to put yourself in a bit
yeah,
of a perspective that there's some stuff that here in Australia are not playable on YouTube. If I want to look at something on
mm,
YouTube, I'll get a message saying it's not playable in your region. So that was all about. But no, it was a good history lesson with Steve Cornell. But we had Michael Branfold and Mitch LaFon on our show from Three Sides of the Coin. We want to tip our hat off. We've supported Mitch LaFon with his charity album that he had on Pledge Music, World with Heroes. Or
and he's done great with that, and I hope he continues great things with that CD. And no, if he wants to, I hope he expands on all that tribute CD from what he's done. He's a great man and great great he did that for
well, let's
the
just touch
cancer
on that
hospice.
CD for a second.
Yeah,
What is your favourite song off that CD?
my favourites. Oh God, Rock and Roll Hell will have to be one of them.
Oh, that's
Right,
mine.
which is if people haven't heard it, is done by Ron Keel from Keel. Um, also, God, I haven't listened to it. To be honest, I haven't listened to it in a little bit now.
Oh, you got to do
Uh,
your homework, David. You got to do your homework. You bought the album.
to be honest, I think you probably agree with me as far as a different version of it is done, but Brighton Rock's Creatures of the Night.
Yeah, the ballad version. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting, and it worked for me as far as a different version.
Oh, they're actually CDs.
No, I thought you said EPs
No, not EPs,
itself.
LPs.
Yeah,
Oh,
cool.
God, they're actually compact discs. The
That's
CDs.
right. That's yeah.
But
That's
the
right.
it's a limited edition plaque. It's one out of
Yeah.
I got number 4 out of 500. I was going to get number one, but there was something went down on that. But yeah, we got this one instead. It went from 6 to number 4 to 1,
Yeah.
but someone already put a down payment or
Well, it looks pretty good actually. I like that one.
yeah, just hope it doesn't fall down during this recording. Otherwise, I'm gone. So yeah, and but no, to sort of put a new backdrop. I've got it now. I'm
Yeah.
just rearranging a bit of the furniture here in the lounge room. In my little space here, I am in the lounge room, but I have my own little space. I'm sitting on a lounge, what we call the VIP lounge. It's a big, long, stretched lounge here. You can
Yeah.
fit about 20 people on it. So, and David,
Yeah.
the last episode, I've been told it was absolutely hilarious. You probably don't remember any words you
No.
said, and that, but we just want to
No.
give,
No. I don't.
we just want to say this. The day that we recorded that was the day that Australia cricket team won the Ashes back off the England cricket team, and also Kiss got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And
So it's a very, very big day here in Australia. Lots to celebrate, and let's just say I celebrated hard.
Yeah, and it look like you're celebrating again, but you're not drinking VB or the mother milk that you got Carlton
Oh,
mid
yeah,
strength or Melbourne
yeah.
bitter, whatever you want to
No,
call it.
no, drinking Tooheys Red.
Oh, Tooheys Road, we can't get that here in fucking South Australia. Hey, why are you drinking a New South Wales beer? Because you can.
Because it's cheaper.
Cheap. Oh, you poor bastard. Poor little rich boy.
38 to what it originally was, rather than the Toad the Wet Sprockets version of Rock and Roll All Night, where they would try to do something different and it just failed miserably.
Well, I believe the whole album of Kiss My Ass completely failed. I mean, yeah.
No, not necessarily. It did no, not completely. I mean, there were some great versions on it. On that one too, as far as Anthrax and
Oh, yeah.
even Extreme, and I like Dinosaur Junior's version of was it Christine or 16 or something? I think they did.
Yeah.
Oh no, Going Blind. I think they did.
Yeah. But the thing,
But some of the versions, there's just a couple of versions on Kiss Master that I didn't really like.
yeah, well, we won't go into rock and roll all night off Kiss My Ass, but yeah, we go back onto World with Heroes tribute for cancer
Yeah.
research and that for hospice up in Canada.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a good cause.
It was.
I commend Mitch for you know doing something for that, and as I've said before, it really before without getting into personal stuff, I can relate to it. Just say it that way.
Yeah. But the two songs that I like off that album, and you mentioned one of them is Rock and Roll Hell. That was knocked out of. It was a home run, that song.
Oh yeah.
From Ron Keel. And the other one is one with John Reagan, Todd Howard, and Kevin Valentine on the drums.
Oh yeah, the re-recorded version of Breakout.
Yep.
Todd does Ace's solos.
Welcome to another episode of Krazy Knights, and we're doing a year of review here on this episode. It's been a great 2013. I'm one of your co-hosts, Jamie McNichol, and joining me as always is David Fowler. How you going, David?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Jamie. It has been a great year in the Kiss world this year.
And I have to say, Merry Christmas to you, David, and your wife, and all
to
the fans out there as well.
Thank you, Jamie, and Merry Christmas to you and your our producer or your fiance Shay as well.
Yeah.
For Merry Christmas as well, and to all the fans, yes, it's Merry Christmas as well.
Yep. And if you just realised, I've got a new backdrop behind me. A couple of goodies. I've been a good boy this year, apparently.
Yes. Apparently Santa thinks you're a good boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I have been a good boy, and I've got a couple of good new goodies, and I'm thank Miss Claus for getting them as well, and yeah, just a new backdrop. I thought we can just spice some things up, and I've got them now. I can just put them up on the wall, and they're staying up there at the moment. Just hope they don't fall down during the show, and otherwise.
I'll just ask you what CDs are on that plaque?
The EPs. There's Alive 2, Kiss My Ass, You're One of the Best, and Dynasty.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, and it's a limited edition apparently, 1 out of 5.
EPs?
Huh?
They're EPs.